Trinity Church, God bless you. Pastor Timothy here, and today I have the honor to share with you God's Word. I'm a large man. I'm 6'6", 320 pounds. I'm a big dude. And so the struggle of being a tall, large man is real. I don't fit in a lot of things. One size fits all is never true for me. So flying is always difficult. Traveling is difficult. And finding a vehicle that can fit is difficult as well. And so I remember the first time I ever got a truck and I sat on it, I'm like, man, God, this was made for me. And so this whole entire journey of owning a truck and driving a truck and it has been incredible, but there's also some terms that I didn't know existed that I want to present to you today. And so in the bed of my truck, which is actually empty right now, this is where you will place objects in. You'll place heavy objects. You ever help someone move? You typically, the question will be asked, hey, do you own a truck? Or maybe you bought a TV and you need some place to haul it. You understand, okay, I know someone who has a truck. But there's a term you will hear in truck life called payload. And the easiest way to explain it is in the bed of the truck, right here in the truck, when you stack weights in the bed, how much weight can it carry before the truck can no longer operate efficiently? And so you have to know the pounds of what your payload. I'm not talking about your towing weight, but your payload. And that's another discussion for another day. How much can you pull, right? And so the payload again is how much weight can this truck safely and efficiently carry that it can carry out its task? Because trucks are meant to be used to carry out a hard, difficult task, right? And so I was thinking about this topic and I've been marinating about payload, and I'm like, man, God, I also feel there's people who are gonna be watching this video where you feel like your payload is at maximum capacity. Because listen, and when you put weight in the truck or when you're trying to pull weight, it not only affects the efficiency of how the truck can run and should run, but it also will affect your gas mileage. Your efficiency to go, your efficiency to move forward. And I'm believing some people listening to me today that you feel like your payload is at maximum capacity. Do you feel like there's so many things on your shoulders, so many things grabbing your attention, so many things in your heart that is weighing you down? And it's affecting your joy, it's affecting your peace, it is affecting your thought life, it's affecting your mental health, it's affecting your physical health. And there's so much things you're carrying. But so what do you do when you realize that the truck in your life, that there's too much weight in the bed and it's peaked at the payload's capacity? You must then take inventory of your life. What is in my life? What am I carrying right now that I don't need to carry? What am I putting on my shoulders right now that is not my responsibility to carry? And this is where I want you to see today, family. We are called, the Bible says in the book of Galatians, carry each other's burdens so that we may fulfill the law of Christ. Yes, we are called to carry each other, to fight for each other, to intercede for each other. But the mistake I think some of you may be making is that you are hearing this verse and believing that, okay, that means I'm transferring the weight on your life and I'm putting the weight on my life. So I'm taking the weight from your payload and put it on my payload. And that's not necessarily what that means. We are, yes, called to carry each other's weight, called to carry each other's burdens, but it's not meant to take it from your shoulders and put it in mine. It's meant to, hey, let me take it from your shoulders and help you place it on his. Come to me, all you is heavy laden, and I will give you rest. One of my favorite verses is Psalms 120, verse 1. It says, I call on the Lord in my distress, and he answers me. So I want to ask you to do yourself a favor. Take an inventory of your life. What are you placing in the bed of your life? What is affecting your peace? What is affecting your joy? What is affecting your mental health? What is affecting your physical health? What is affecting your life? And maybe you feel like that you've been on this up and down, you've been on these roller coasters, and you feel like the payload of your life is at maximum capacity. Then brother or sister, it's time to take the weight off. His hands is capable. His shoulders are strong enough, family. There's nothing too much you can put in the hands of Jesus and he's not willing to carry. And so this has been a topic that I have been presenting to you for the last couple of months periodically. regarding the weight and the stress and the anxiety and the worry of your life. Why am I doing this? Because I understand there's a roller coaster you've been experiencing, where one Monday you feel conquering the world. You're like David after he fought Goliath, like, man, I can do this. But Tuesday you feel like Elijah after he heard about the bad news that his life was at risk, and he fell into deep depression and worry and deep sadness. And the next day you feel like, man, you can conquer it as well. It's been an up and downs, a roller coasters, up and downs, to like, man, I can do this. And the next day you feel like you can't do anything at all. But family, I need to let you know, put your burdens on the Lord. It's not meant to be transferred from one person to the other. It's meant to be taken from you and placing upon the hands of Jesus. Again, payload. So if you feel like your life is not operating at maximum efficiency, then you got to do some inventory. So what weight am I carrying? Again, this bed may look empty, because it is. But maybe when you visualize your life, maybe you don't see an empty bed. Maybe you see the weight of unforgiveness. Maybe you see the scars of broken relationships. Maybe in this bed of your life, you see the weight of the burden that happens as your job is at risk, or maybe you got laid off, or maybe you got fired. Maybe you see marital conflicts. Maybe you see the struggle that you've been having to have kids. Whatever, I don't know what is in your bed, family, but if it's consuming you, if it's weighing you, if it's keeping you from moving forward, keeping you from having faith, keeping you from fighting forward, then it's time that you open up your truck, lower it, and take all that weight down and put it in the hands of Jesus. How do you do that? How do we practically do that? Family, I think one of the first places you need to start is with prayer. And asking God, give me the grace to stop just putting everything on myself. Give me the grace to learn how to truly let go and let God. Understand that when we say letting go, let go and let God, it does not mean that you no longer care. Actually, it does. It doesn't mean you no longer care. Actually, it means you care more, right? And so if my son gets hurt, at some point I have to recognize, okay, if God forbid he breaks his arm, at one point I got to realize that, hey, I have to relinquish control right now from what I can do. I need to find a doctor and put him in their hands. Why? Because I'm letting go of what I can do, and I'm putting in the hands of someone who can do something about it, who's more qualified and knows how to handle this need. So letting go and letting God is not forgetting, it's not neglecting, it's not having faith. It is trust that God is faithful. He's efficient, and he will do what he said he will do. So one more time, Psalms 120, verse 1. Called on the Lord in my distress, and he answers me. So it's time, family. Empty out your bed and give your burdens to God, because he cares for them all.